Hello, friends. Welcome back to Sunday Shenanigans with me, your host, Trevor Stewart 1308. And we are here with the ASOC Prod Cat and the Peanut Gallery in the background to play some Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. Yarp. On NPR to play some of NPR's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. Just me, Crystal, lurking in the chat. Much love to ya. Let's get started with this morning's ad read, though.
Yep.
Today's pre-rolls brought to you by The Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, Virginia, on the Downtown Mall, 105 West Main Street, above the Brick Suite 200, between 10,000 Villages and Hamilton's. A great place to go with some great buds to get some great buds, eh, bud? Where the only thing better than their bud is their customer service. And they have the lowest prices in town, according to my own personal research, which might be highly biased. I mean, let's face it, is highly, highly biased. Don't forget to check the website for times and events. The website is thehiddenleafseville.com. That's thehiddenleafseville.com. And a note of disclosure, we are an opinionated network. We have opinions here. They are a customer service business. They do not have political opinions. All of the opinions expressed herein are ours and ours alone. They do not necessarily represent the opinions of the Hidden Leaf or Firehouse Organics, who is one of our other sponsors. I believe that's all of the disclaimer. Smooth and delicious every time. Blacktube pre-rolls are one of their best deals going. And one of the reasons I shout them out so much, do these ad reads for them, is because I really do support what they're trying to do. They're trying to build a community, to make a third space that they can build a community around. You know, and that's part of why they have special events. Like last night, they had Don't Tell Comedy show, which was a lot of fun. It was not hosted by Chris Allen, but he puts it on. He books the show. That's Chris Allen, comedian. If you want to look him up on YouTube, ChrisAllen, comedian. He's actually got a comedy special out on YouTube right now that I thought was pretty funny. He's a pretty funny guy. And he works with the Hidden Leaf to book comedy shows there sometimes. They also do drag shows, usually the last Thursday of every month. They also host Blaze and Bend Yoga. You've heard of hot yoga, but have you tried high yoga?
I mean, this is something that I suggested like 8 or 9 years ago should be done on the mall.
High yoga should be done
Yes.
on the mall? On the mall?
Well,
Or near the mall.
Someone down there should set up a yoga studio and offer that as a possible course.
Well, they have. They do it at the Hidden Leaf. Check the website for times and events.
So is the benefit to high yoga being that if you straighten yourself, you're high so you don't care / don't notice?
I have no idea. I was about to make some BS up and talk out my bum about it, but I have no idea. So I don't... Because I have not done it. I don't do yoga. I really should. Hey, if your birthday has a 19 in front of it, you should be doing yoga.
I do yoga with the kids at school. We have cards and everything.
Or Tai Chi.
Or Tai Chi. See, that's the thing. Like, I learned Tai Chi. I did Tai Chi when I was in high school. So I feel like yoga... I feel like I'm from the other school. I'm not from the yoga school of doing things. I'm from the Tai Chi school of doing things. But they don't offer a Blaze and Chi session. They only offer Blaze and Bend. So I'm thinking I might just start taking up yoga instead.
Well, that or you find a secluded corner and let them do the yoga and you practice whatever Tai Chi you remember doing at the same time.
No. In this case, it's no longer Tai Chi. It's Tai Chi.
Tai Chi.
Yes, Tai Chi. I agree. That's what it should be. Yeah, they can do Blaze and Bend over on the one side, and you just set yourself up in the corner and practice whatever Tai Chi you remember.
Hai Chi. Whatever Chi I remember. Yeah, see, no, I need a teacher. I don't remember enough Tai Chi or Hai Chi to do it. I really need a teacher.
Okay.
That's the thing, like, because we're talking, like, from high school. This is 3 and change decades ago.
The memory tapes have been erased a little bit much.
No, let's put it this way, and be factual and quite painful. Last millennia.
Yeah. This is, yes. So last century. So last millennia. Yeah. But, you know, the other thing is, if I could find a way of turning it into content, but I'd have to find a way to have the camera only on me while I try to do this. Because I don't want... It's not that I don't want to share the spotlight, but I don't want anybody else to feel put off by the camera. I don't mind sharing spotlight, obviously. If I did, I wouldn't have you guys hosting with me so often.
I mean, if you were doing it in a group setting, the easiest way would be to put yourself at the back of the group and put the camera between yourself and the teacher.
And myself in the group, even.
Well, yeah, but if you're at the back of the group, then the teacher's going to be...
Yeah.
So, so that you're basically you're focused on the teacher and you're doing the stuff you're supposed to be doing, but the camera sees only you.
You know, and it's also the kind of thing that I'd have to discuss with the teacher and the other students first.
Yeah. Which I think if most of them understood that you were going to stay in your one little space with the camera, and the camera wasn't just going to be wildly panning around the room,
Right.
most of them probably be okay with that. I don't know for
Probably.
sure, but
Probably, but you know, that's a conversation to have with them in the future.
yeah.
I it's hard for me to justify doing anything that isn't for content right now.
Yes.
Just because this is my job and I need to start making it pay off.
Yes.
I've worked myself into a corner on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it sounds almost ghoulish to be so set on content, on making content. But I'm also aware of how interesting my life is. I'm aware of I'm trying to be aware of boundaries for other people, how they may not want to be content. And I'm trying to be aware of boundaries around, you know, am I doing something that I wouldn't otherwise do for content?
Yes. While there is the caricature of the YouTuber that's always running around trying to get content for their videos so they can keep up and you know nothing is off limits. You do pretty well usually on not sticking to that stereotype. Because if you were, there's so much other stuff that you would be featuring. So
Boy howdy. Boy howdy. You know, yeah, you know,
although I do believe that if you were to encounter a were shark, that might make it onto your YouTube channel anyway.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that would. You know, I mean, I guess yeah, it's pretty obvious I don't do this for the grind when it's like I I have 1.5 games a week that I don't stream. One and a
Right.
half TTRPG games that I don't stream, that I just play. They're not for content, they're just for fun. Fun might be a heavy word for that Thursday game.
Yes, but it gives you and I a chance to snipe at each other so nicely.
Oh, don't it? Don't it? Don't it just? Man, you know, part of why I ain't skipped out on that Thursday night game
Mm.
is because I do need you in the peanut gallery so much that I would feel like a terrible friend if I just dipped out of that and like was like, nope, you guys can handle him on your own. Bye. I would
Sorry.
feel like you would be justified in not showing up for stream next week.
Nah.
It would be like,
I would just bring a dragon with me, that's all.
Yeah.
The black dragon, sorry, not black dragon, blue dragon. The blue dragon that is currently circling the castle. I would just bring that and be like, here, you left this behind. It's your turn to babysit him.
We're gonna fight that dragon soon, aren't we? He wants us to fight that blue dragon soon.
I want you to tame the dragon. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I want you to figure out how to tame the dragon. We've got the govern. You need to tame the dragon.
I might be able to.
Can we stick you on the
I want
What are
that
the siege
fire
weapons?
drake. I want that
Yeah.
fire drake. Yes, we can. We can put me on the, what was it? The catapult?
I've made a catapult and a ballista.
Right, and the catapult was capable of hurling a person.
Well, gee, you could always do what every other bard is known for doing.
No. That'd be a first for this game and this character.
I know, but
I don't know if you guys have realized it yet, but like, he's tending towards asexual.
Oh, definitely. I figured that one out.
He's tending towards because it's just it's so overwhelmingly all about that he's like, he might have been a little into it before, but now he's just like traumatized out of it.
Yes. When you discover all the monsters are real.
When I see the what was it? I haven't cursed yet, so I can say it. When I saw the, was it orc, or was it half orc?
Yep.
It was an orc.
I believe it was a half orc. If you're talking about the one in the pool.
Yeah, half orc gets out of a pool naked, and my character. Honestly, it's his first time really seeing a penis that isn't his own. Really.
Crystal, you finally were able to tune back in at just the most opportune time. I'm glad church was wonderful.
Yeah. So my character watches this half-orc climb out of this pool, sees the first penis that isn't his, like, ever. First time he sees it. And the first thing he shouts is, "Green penis." Greenus. And you guys have just gone on to continually traumatize him around sex. He's never, he is asexual now. He is like, nope, I'm okay with not ever. They're gonna get back to the real world, and he's gonna be like, nah, I'm cool. Nope, I'm so ready for the priesthood. I'm not touching anybody.
Well, that being said,
yeah,
let us start the show.
Right? Perfect time to come in, Crystal. Perfect time to come in. All right. Do. And
support for the following
hear
message
it?
come from LinkedIn Ads. With
Yep.
LinkedIn Ads, you can reach professionals relevant to your...
From NPR and WWDTM Chicago, this
nothing
is
like
Wait,
a
Don't
good
Tell Me.
discussion.
The NPR News Quiz. Take a Michigander at this hunk of man. I'm Bill
Michigander.
Curtis, and here is your host at the Fox Theater in Detroit, Michigan, Peter Sagal.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks, everybody. It is such a great time to be in Detroit. The Lions are winning. The Tigers made the postseason. Downtown is thriving. We assume, because we don't live here, that it is all due solely to the efforts of Governor Gretchen Whitmer. She seems nice. So later on, we are going to have her here with us on stage so she can take all the credit. But first, we want to hear briefly about where you're from before you answer our questions and play our games. The number to call is 1-888-WAIT-WAIT. That's 1-888-924-8924. Let's welcome our first listener contestant. Hi, you're on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Hi, this is Charlie from Cleveland, Ohio.
Hi, Charlie. How are you?
I'm well.
Whoa!
Love that energy.
All right, it's that fun,
Okay.
fun Midwestern rivalries. We love them. Let me just give you a chance, since you got booed by the Detroiters here. Is anything that you, as a native of Cleveland, would like to say to the people of Detroit in return? And keep it clean.
I'm not originally from here.
Not his fault! Well, welcome to the show, Charles. Let me introduce you to our panel this week. First up, he's a comedian whose stand-up special People Pleaser is streaming now. It's Josh Gondelman.
Hello.
Hi, Josh.
Okay.
Next, he's a comedian who will be headlining at Big Laugh Comedy in Fort Worth on December 13th and 14th. It's Hari Kondabolu.
Hello there.
Hi, Hari.
And she is a style reporter for the Washington Post. It's Roxanne Roberts.
Hello.
Hey, Roxanne.
So, Charles, welcome to the show. You're going to play Who's Bill this time. Bill Curtis, of course, is going to read for you 3 quotations from the week's news. Your job, explain or identify just 2 of them, just 2, and you will win our prize, any voice from anyone on our show, for your voicemail. Are you ready to go?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Let's do it then. All right, Charles, Christmas season is almost here. So your first quote is from a review of Netflix's new Christmas movie, Hot Frosty.
Do you want to boink a snowman?
Hot Frosty, that's its real name, is just one of a new series of holiday movies coming out this season that are surprisingly what?
Sexy.
Sexual?
Yes! They are sexy Christmas movies.
Did you say that?
Said Steve.
You both said it?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
I wonder when the news was taking over on Hallmark Channel.
What? You guys are breaking up a little bit. Keep talking and we'll find out when you start coming through.
So I wonder if someone new has taken over at the Hallmark Channel, and Peanut Gallery was starting to say something else.
No, that was on Netflix.
Oh, Netflix. Okay, Netflix makes a lot more sense for why we would have steamy Christmas movies.
Yes, it does. It really does.
Now, see, the Hallmark Channel is all about flattening the steaminess. It's so going to happen. And then commercial break.
Yeah, the
So
steamy
Netflix
happens
actually
in
gives you
the
the
commercials.
cookies. Netflix gives you the cookies. Hallmark sits there and blows a fan from the kitchen so that you come looking for them and get nothing.
I wouldn't know. I honestly don't take in enough media anymore to know. I stick, and this is, I am behind on all kinds of stuff because of this, but I am mostly just watching other YouTube creators, and trying to gain new, and other Twitch creators and trying to gain new perspectives. And all of the, all of the media that I watch at this point is British. And it's barely any of it is new. It's all old British comedy.
That's fair.
I'm just, yeah. I mean, other than other than the news, other than listening to NPR almost all the time.
My experience with Hallmark isn't because I was actively watching them. It's because either my mom was watching them, or my previous director and the director before her would watch them and come in and talk about them. So I couldn't
Okay.
escape them.
I see. I see. Pardon me.
You'll have to do that one around lockpick. That was a decent beat.
You need to be careful about saying stuff like that because the entertainment label might hear you and our bosses might then force me to produce a song that is all built of coughing.
Autoimmune tune.
Huh? Autoimmune tune?
Autoimmune tune.
Or coffin core. On with the show.
I'm sorry. I just heard Mr. Nestor calling out for the manager of Nikwork Entertainment. I really hate you both right now because this is happening. This is happening because it's... So, we've got a new single dropping soon. And it's... oh my god, my mind just... Fubble Duck. The Fubble Duck single.
Right.
And it's got a B-side. Well,
right.
now it's gonna have a C-side.
Oh, it's gonna be one of them non-linear discs. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, and that actually brings up a point. I've been approached by another artist who I've decided to give a chance to do the artwork for the Fubble Duck album.
Cool beans.
Yes. I believe she's over in our Discord. Lily Phoenix.
Okay.
And, you know.
Cool beans.
Yeah. We may get a piece of art from her here or there for the channel. We will be, of course, sticking with Marina Ion as our main artist channel because we are exceptionally happy with what she's doing.
Right.
But, you know. So, yeah. Keep an eye on the Discord for maybe some of Lily's work. Lily Phoenix Lily.
I once threatened to do some artwork for the channel with a bunch of stick figures, but I can't even draw a straight line.
I think you should do a massive piece of artwork. Huge. And not worry about if the lines are straight or the stick figures look good or if it looks like a horse, a dog, a pig, or a wheelbarrow. And just do something. And we'll call it modern art.
Who do you think I am? Grandma Noah?
I mean, I'm not saying no.
Mm-hmm.
And besides, I literally meant threat, as in I would never do it.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We have room for all the artists here.
Mm-hmm.
We can't necessarily afford them all, but we have room for them.
Yep. Yep.
Well, all right, back to the show. We all got that first point.
Right.
They're coming. Watch them with your kids, and it ruins Christmas. Watch them with your parents, and it ruins sex. Now, it's a big change because before now, intimacy in holiday movies is just limited to over-the-scarf stuff. But Netflix and other streamers are premiering new Christmas films this year like Hot Frosty, The Merry Gentleman, and Miracle on 69th Street.
Yo!
Man, Hollywood's full of it, man.
Really?
Do you realize the number of years I've pitched sexy Christmas movies? But no, they did not want How the MILF Stole Christmas. They did not want Sex Actually.
Yeah.
They did not want Babes in Toyland, same title, different plot.
Right. Or for that matter, Here Comes Santa Claus. But Hot Frosty is a real movie, and it is, and I am not kidding, about an incredibly hunky snowman who comes to life. And it's not like the snowman comes to life and he gets jacked. He is jacked as a snowman. To give you an idea, to build this snowman, they needed a carrot, a bunch of pieces of coal, and an eggplant.
Way now.
No,
I don't like a jacked snowman because regular snowman is my body type.
I know.
So I feel like we're losing representation.
Yeah, you might expect, just the standard three spheres, one on top of each other, but
That's
the middle
right.
one has abs.
Yeah,
But no.
I don't like that.
No.
I also don't like that. I feel like this is too Christmas centered and it's too straight, right? We got to be more inclusive. Let's do two birds with one stone. I'm pitching a same-sex romance for Hanukkah called Gadel, Gadel, Gadel.
Sexy Hanukkah movies are...
I will be in that movie.
That little bit of oil lasted for 8 nights.
Oh, God.
Your next quote, Charles, is from Republican...
Yo, we gotta hold on. Oh my God, that took me out at the knees. Oh, that's awful. Gadel, Gadel, Gadel.
I mean,
The oil lasted for 8 nights. Oh, guys, what? Oh my goodness.
yes.
That hurt. Composure.
Uh-huh.
Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski.
Right now, I'm waiting for him to name George Santos.
Murkowski's wish might come true, given the people that WHO has already announced just this
Trump.
week for his new
Trump.
cabinet.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, yes. His first wave of appointments include Attorney General Matt Gaetz, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, and Secretary of Defense, guy he saw on TV.
Matt Gaetz? Really? Matt Gaetz?
Well,
Yeah,
come on, Matt Gaetz,
really,
remember,
Matt
I mean,
Gaetz.
he's a lawyer, he knows the legal system, though the majority of his work is in the barely legal system. Yeah.
If a caricature artist
Jesus.
drew a picture of Matt Gates, it would just look like Matt Gates.
That really is true.
They would
Yeah.
have to shrink his forehead down to regular. And everyone would be like, that doesn't look anything like you. And be like, isn't it funny?
Now, Trump also wants Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to head up Health and Human Services, which is a little, let's be frank, it's a little like putting a parasitic brainworm in charge of antibiotics. Wait,
That is exactly what it is.
He was against vaccines before the worms ate his brains.
that's really true, yeah. How do you think he got the worm?
It would be less damaging to appoint RFK Sr. at this point.
Yeah, I know,
in time.
yeah. You do less damage. All right, Charles, here is your last quote.
It's 10 a.m. and Dad's doing Jell-O shots.
That was from the Wall Street Journal about this new trend of parents attending parents' weekends this fall across the country at their kids' colleges. Not to take tours and stuff, but in order to do what?
Party.
Party.
Yes, to party. According to the Journal, more and more parents
Did
are
you
skipping
get
the
that
usual
one out,
activities
Peanut
in
Gallery?
favor of partying
Nope.
with their kids, including day drinking, frat parties, and dominating in games of beer pong with the help of their titanium hips.
Actually,
hey,
when
stop.
you put out the tiles, you pour some.
So does this mean that on weekends when I go downtown to do stuff, now not only do I have to worry about the idiotic student pedestrians, I have to worry about the older variety of road deer too?
Yup. Yep. We don't just have to worry about the Uvas. We've got to worry about the Uva's parents.
Yeah.
UVA, University of Virginia. UVA spells uva. Uva is French, or is Spanish. French. What's wrong with you, Trevor? Is Spanish for grape. Grape is euphemism for
Many things.
And I feel like I don't know what the culture is there now, but for a
Yep.
long time. So I feel like referring to a group of UVA students, especially boys, as a bunch, as in a bunch of grapes, or a bunch of
Yes.
uvas, I feel like it fits.
It fits.
I'm just saying. And it's not the nicest thing to be saying.
No.
Like I said,
Given that they're still rated as a party school.
right? And now the parents are going to be getting involved. This is... Oh...
Could be worse. Could be Radford.
Expand on that. How bad is Radford? Why is Radford bad?
So, you know the classic bunch of jokes. How many what college students does it take to screw in a light bulb?
7. 1 to hold the bulb and 6 to get so drunk the room spins.
Well, there's a whole bunch of them that are specific to the colleges. And UVA, it's 1. They hold the light bulb and the world revolves around them. At Radford, it's 1, but it takes them 7 years to do it. Because it had the reputation for being such a party school that it usually took 7 years as opposed to 4 to graduate.
I got there.
Okay.
I was going to make a terrible Cornell joke. How many Cornell students does it take to screw in a light bulb?
I don't know how many.
None. they're all so depressed. They're hanging out in the nets below the bridges.
Oh.
How many tech students does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Oh, I'm gonna hate.
5. 1 to hold the light bulb, and 4 turn the ladder.
Ah, cute.
Bunch of engineers are going to do it weird.
So yeah, it's a terrible joke about Cornell, but thing is, like, and I love them. I do, because I love Ithaca with all my heart. I love Ithaca. All my heart. I love Ithaca. That's the heart. That's a that's a long. No, that's a never mind.
Either way.
But they did. They installed nets under the bridges to keep people from
doing things.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, Cornell is not the most prestigious of the Ivy League schools.
Mm-hmm.
And Ithaca gets the least amount of sunlight per year in the continental United States.
Really? I would have thought that would be Seattle because of the sheer amount of rain.
Ithaca gets almost as much rain as Seattle, but it's also surrounded by mountains. So its actual days are a lot shorter.
So they're down in a cup versus sitting out on a bay.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And they are on a bay, kind of. The one side that's not got mountains is a lake. And it's not, you know, it's not in a direction that the sun exactly comes from ever. It's like the northwest side butts up against a lake, and the mountains go along the lake.
Okay.
So you don't get sunsets from the lake to the land either. Like, you don't get sunsets over the lake.
Yeah, that would definitely make it less fun.
It all depends on who you are. I personally was absolutely in heaven there. It is the perfect place for nocturnals like myself.
So, wait a second. You're saying Cornell changed its name from Miskatonic?
Yes. Well, okay, okay. Is everybody ready for some deep, deep lore about Trevor?
Sure.
I'm not sure I'm ever ready for that, but sure, go ahead.
So, have you ever wondered what happened to Trevor after he left the game group and left Regis and Siegfried for y'all to kill? I'm irritated about that because I actually put a lot of love into both of those characters. And one bad teleport spell. Boo whoop.
It's gonna happen.
Huh?
Something like that would have to happen.
So, Trevor's life fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
A whole bunch of just awful stuff. And Trevor lost his job at the TV station. We were. It's very crowded up here sometimes.
Right.
Morning tape editor and camera person, camera operator, in-studio camera operator. And I was good at my job. It was just that it started so early. Like, it would have been fine if it was overnight, I think, but it wasn't. It started like at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., so I had to be up at 1 or 2 a.m. Which meant I had to go to sleep at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Anyway, I lost that job. I got dumped. I don't remember if I got dumped or if no, I got dumped. Everything went bad, and I chose not to renew my lease. I threw a dart at a map, and it landed in upstate New York. And I remembered reading about the areas around Ithaca in August Derleth novels. So I packed up my gear, packed up the car, and went up north to go demon hunting, to go Shoggoth hunting. And that is what took me to Ithaca. And honestly, I think I found demons in Shoggoth in Ithaca. I'd found demons. Maybe not the physical type that people think of as demons, but I found demons up there. I found a lot of things up there. I found myself up there, too.
Given the comment earlier about how crowded it is up there, that makes sense.
That there are a lot of me?
Yes.
Yeah. It's something I assume people... I think I assume people know that I'm just like... Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. There are a lot of aspects to my personality that make it not, you know... I don't know. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm not saying I have a multiple personality situation going on, but there are aspects of me that are wildly different from each other. And I don't always feel like I'm exactly the same person.
Fair enough.
And I'm not ever sure who exactly is in charge of the body.
Well, Hopefully not the one that was making tea wrong yesterday.
I didn't make tea wrong yesterday, did I?
No.
Well, there you go. What's that got to do with... Well, now I'm... Was I making... But...
Who made tea wrong yesterday?
Huh?
You did.
Oh, you did. You just confused the bejeebus out of me.
Good, we've gotten out of the deep subject and time to go back to the game.
You turned into a dinosaur. T-Rex.
Yes, T-Rex, indeed.
Well, I mean, you guys brought stuff up that led to deep lore. I can't help that.
No, you can't. But I am trying to do my job as the ASOC prod and guide us back to the mission at hand.
What's the mission?
To finish shortly so that we can go on to other things.
Ooh, shiny squirrel.
Yeah.
Stay on target.
You pour some solo cups and you play beer zhong.
Some parents are not into this. They frown at this partying with their kids. But what's a better, say, mother-daughter bonding experience than barfing into the same dorm toilet?
I'm sorry, Peter. I must stop you right there because
Please.
I'm having a very hard time understanding any college student wanting to party with their parents.
Here is the crazy thing.
I think that's insane.
You may do that, but apparently they're into it. This is true. One student at Michigan named Brenna told the Journal, quote, "My mom was once a 21-year-old partying and celebrating with her friends, and I never got to see that. And now, Brenna, you'll see it every time you close your eyes for the rest of your life." Bill, how did Charles do in our quiz?
Well, he is from Cleveland.
But not originally.
But he lucked 3 in. So, Charles, congratulations.
You're a winner. Congratulations, Charles.
Thank you.
Thanks for playing, Charles. Right now, panel, it's time for you to answer some questions about this week's news. Hari, this week, scientists are warning of a variety of health risks, including skin disease and, quote, explosive diarrhea that are associated with what common activity?
Sunscreen, using sunscreen.
No.
I've never used sunscreen, I'll be honest with
Yeah.
It did feel a little racist when you said that, yeah.
you. Bathing.
No, I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Vintage stores apparently should have a warning label.
No, really?
Yeah.
Trying on the
Antiquing?
clothes of strangers and dead people?
Yes, that apparently is not particularly good for your health.
That's my favorite thing to do, though, Peter.
It's a huge blow to people who love their sweaters dusty. Experts in microbiology are warning that going shopping in vintage or thrift shops carries the risk of contracting athlete's foot, ringworm, and even gastrointestinal
I think we'll give it
diseases.
to you for antiquing.
So that's where it came from.
Yeah, it's terrible news. Where am I supposed to buy my underwear now?
This is tough, because I was in a vintage store and I felt really bad afterwards, and it must have been that hat I ate.
Do any of you have hard and fast rules? I used to be against buying used shoes, but that's gone by the wayside. at this point.
Right.
Like, any of you have rules about what you will not buy?
Toothbrush.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Josh, you're probably familiar
wash
with
everything.
Lindt Chocolate, the makers of, quote, expertly crafted chocolate with the finest ingredients.
Yes.
Well, this week, as part of a lawsuit, the Lindt Chocolate Company was forced to admit what?
That they don't use the finest ingredients.
Exactly right. They admitted it's not expertly crafted with the finest ingredients. A group of consumers sued Lindt after it was exposed that the secret to their chocolate's rich gourmet flavor is
I
high
feel like we
levels
should have
of
said
the
it,
heavy metal cadmium, which, to be fair,
Oh.
is among toxic heavy metals the finest. So in order to sort of try to diffuse this lawsuit, they had to admit in court that this slogan, expertly crafted with the finest ingredients, is just, in their words, quote, puffery, right? And if the case goes forward, or even if it's settled, it might lead to honest advertising in all candy. Hershey's, it's sweet brown wax.
Yep.
Payday, whatever we found on the factory floor covered in chocolate.
Yep.
Whoa. Lindt chocolate uses toxic metal. They should just rebrand as Lindt Biscuit.
Yeah.
Oh, nice one. Nice shot. Okay.
My, oh my.
Yeah, right? So, back to today's pre-rolls brought to you by the Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville.
Wait, wait to play. We'll be back in a minute with more of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me from NPR.
This message comes from Charles Schwab. When it comes to
Okay.
managing your wealth, Schwab.
Today's pre-rolls brought to you by by the Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, 105 West Main Street, Suite 200, above the bricks, between 10,000 Villages and Hamilton's. A great place to go to get some great buds, eh, bud? And where the only thing better than their bud is their customer service. And they have the lowest prices in town, according to my own personal, highly biased research. Check website for times and events. The website is thehiddenleafseaville.com. That's thehiddenleafseaville.com. And they are not responsible for any opinions that we happen to have. We alone are responsible for our opinions. We endorse them, they do not necessarily endorse us. Smoke responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you more choices, like full-service wealth management and
Find your power.
which come from the Southern at Southern.
Roberts. Time for the...
From NPR and WWDTM Chicago, this is Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Tardar.
NPR News Quiz. I'm Bill Curtis. We are playing this week with Roxanne Roberts, Josh Gondelman, and Hari Kondabolu. And here again is your host at the Fox Theater in Detroit, Michigan, Peter Sagal.
Thank you, Bill.
Also, Hidden Leaf
Right now it's
hoodies
time
under
for the
$40.
Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me Bluff the listener game. Call 1-888-WAIT-WAIT to play our game in the air. Or you can check out the pinned post on our Instagram page at WaitWaitNPR. All the information is right there for you. Hi, you're on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Hi, this is Chuck from Indianapolis.
Hey, Chuck from Indianapolis. Hang on a second, let me check with something. Do you hate Indianapolis?
Whoa!
I'm just gonna tell you, Chuck.
Wow.
They're a touchy people here in Detroit. What do you do there? What do you do there in Indianapolis?
Well, I work for a women-owned management consulting company that's actually based in San Francisco. There's another city to hate there. And I'm a visual communications consultant.
Chuck, welcome to the show. You're going to play the
Someone
game
was
in which you
about
just tried
to
to tell
clap
truth
for a
from fiction.
woman-owned
Bill, what
company
is
till he
Chuck's
said
topic?
San
What's
Francisco.
new in Argentina?
Yeah.
There's always something new going on in Argentina. For example, did you know they now want you to cry for Argentina? Go ahead. This week, we heard about an exciting new development coming out of that country. Our panel is going to tell you about it. Pick the one who's telling the truth, and you'll win the Wait Waiter of your choice on your voicemail. You ready to play?
Yes.
All right, let's hear first from Josh Gondelman.
With climate change becoming an increasingly dangerous reality, President Javier Milei of Argentina has taken some extreme measures to hit his country's climate goals. To keep the nation's average temperature as low as possible, he has announced his plans to annex Antarctica. It's simple, said President Milei, in an accent you can imagine, but I will not attempt. Think about how much of our great nation now creates no carbon emissions at all. From now on, it shall be known as Antargentina. An Argentinian takeover
Okay.
was fairly simple, given that most of the inhabitants are scientists who offered little resistance but did manage to peer review their new government. A group of belligerent American researchers attempted to stand their ground, chanting, "Our snow, we won't go. Our snow, we won't go." President Milei
I like
responded,
that, though.
"Esta es la Antargentina. Habla español," which translates to, "This is Antargentina. Speak Spanish."
Yeah.
Argentina lowers its average temperature by claiming they now own Antarctica. Your next Argentina tidings come from Roxanne Roberts.
Argentine billionaire Michael Garzón is not just a soccer enthusiast. He's the self-proclaimed #1 fan of soccer superstar Lionel Messi. Garzón loves him so much that he thinks the Argentine flag should be redesigned to include Messi's face and has poured more than $2 billion of his own fortune into a countrywide referendum that will be on election ballots next year. Garzón, think of a cross between Elon Musk and the Phillies fanatic, said he considered changing the country's name to Mesatina, but decided that might be a bit much. He also thought about putting Messi on currency would be cool, but Argentina's crazy inflation might make the bills obsolete immediately. Garzón announced Monday that more than 2 million Argentinians had signed his petitions. One Argentinian who's not crazy about the idea? Messi, who has quietly tried to talk Garzón into dropping his pet project with no luck. Quote, "This is not just about Leo," said Garzón. "It's about our history, our sport, and our great country."
A Argentinian plutocrat tries to get superstar Lionel Messi's face on the Argentinian national flag. Your last story of What's Up Down South is from Hari Kondabolu.
Argentina isn't just a great place for hikers and for people who randomly have German last names. It's now a safe haven for werewolves. In an austerity measure, Argentina is eradicating a 50-year-old law that protects your kid from becoming a werewolf. As all Argentinians know, your 7th consecutive son or daughter becomes a werewolf unless, according to this law, the president of Argentina automatically becomes your child's godparent and gives that kid a scholarship for $150. An amount that doesn't even cover a semester at University of Phoenix online. Why end this law now? Is it because more than 12,000 children are estimated to have become godsons and goddaughters to an Argentine president in the past 117 years? Or could this drastic cut be the result of current President Milei being a werewolf himself? Werewolves are not known for bureaucracy. When they spot their victim, there is no paperwork or higher authority to check in with, simply a thirst for flesh and unbridled bloodlust. Also, there is a massive improvement of basketball skills as is depicted in the 1985 film Teen Wolf, starring Michael J. Fox.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Here are your...
You guys are going. You said B? Peanut
C.
gallery? Huh?
C.
C. You say C.
Yes.
You say C.
Correct.
Yes.
Alpha Bravo Charlie.
We're going with werewolves over Lionel Messi.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow. I am absolutely stumped. I could not. I know it's not A. That's the one thing I know.
Yeah.
I am gonna. I'm gonna go B just to be different. Although I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it's C.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure you guys are right, but I'm gonna go B just to be different.
I wish to raise the objection that he had to the statement of werewolves don't do paperwork. Because I have played in one of those games, and yeah, no. You have to sit there and count and figure stuff out all over the place.
I mean,
Glasswalkers.
right? I'm just saying.
So that's an
You know
entirely
what?
false
No,
report.
I gotta go with C too. I gotta go with C as well. Like, just because,
It's a werewolf.
just because, uh, as a vampire, I know werewolves are real.
There you go.
Are you both werewolves, by the way?
Werewolf adjacent.
Werewolf adjacent. Yeah. I'm
a
pretty
warehouse.
Okay.
Alright, what's the answer?
What do you call a building that turns into a person during the full moon?
What?
A warehouse.
Okay. I figured that might be the answer, but I also figured there's a possibility of something else that I don't know.
Actually, that would be a house where.
Oh, yes, you are right. Anyway, we're getting off topic again.
No, I gotta write this down, though. I gotta write this down.
Okay.
I'm running out of jokes for YouTube shorts. I mean, so every one of them, a person that turns into a house
is a houseware.
Is a warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
That becomes a storage structure.
I thought a warehouse was when you took an Uber home and got you got drunk, took an Uber home, and got out on the wrong side of the car. Where's the house?
Warehouse.
Mm-hmm. That also works.
That's the title. The title will be like drunkenly getting out of the wrong side of an Uber.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and then the other one is a set of dishes that becomes a person during the full moon.
Mm. Yes.
And this is how we write jokes, people.
Thank you for joining us for this workshopping break.
Yeah. I mean, this is literally this is how my brain works to figure out all of those awful jokes that you see on YouTube. You see me doing on YouTube. It's taking a pun and hammering it into the form of a joke.
You're punishing the pun.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't say punishing. I would say, See, because it's not punishing. It's not supposed to be... It's bending, so that would be...
Forcible yoga?
I was going to say plundering.
That works too. You're pondering the puns.
I am.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you call it when you damage a pun?
I don't know. What?
A pundit.
Take your dented second-rate puns and be gone.
You know, I want to hate that, but I don't. That's the problem.
I'm in the same boat.
No, you're not. I can reach you.
I'm pressing play so we don't hear his screams of pain.
Choices. One of these things happened in Argentina recently. Was it from Josh Gondelman that the Argentinian president announced that he has annexed Antarctica?
We're
from
all
Roxanne
going
Roberts,
C.
a billionaire down there trying to get Lionel Messi's face put on the national flag? Or from Hari Kondabolu, a law was repealed that made the president the godparent of every seventh child to prevent that child from becoming a werewolf?
I think I'm going to have to go with Roxanne and Messi on the flag.
So your choice is Roxanne's story about a billionaire trying to get Lionel Messi on the country's flag. Well, to bring in the correct answer, we spoke to someone who knows a lot about the real story.
The legend of the seventh son being a werewolf is still alive and well in South America.
That was anthropologist David Delbar, a PhD candidate at the University of Chicago and a scholar of werewolves. I'm sorry, Chuck, but as you now know, Hari had the real answer. You didn't win, but you did earn a point for Roxanne, which I know
Did you know that?
Thank you so much for playing. We
Did
really
you know
appreciate
that?
it. Thank you. Take care.
Or did you guys just guess that?
Bye-bye.
I vaguely remember hearing something about werewolves in Argentina recently.
Okay.
I knew about the legend. I did not know that it was connected to the president having to take over as godfather to prevent werewolves. But I knew that they do believe that every so often a child is born, and depending on birth order.
Well, that is something. I am... Wow. Well, friends. Well, my furry friends, it is time for you to rise up and move to Argentina and take over. It is apparently...
legal.
They want you to move there. Although, I say beware of traps. You know, when they did something like this in X-Men, it was a trap.
It was.
That went from Eastern European vampire to Jewish old man.
Yeah,
The problem is, like, the older I get, the more Jewish old man I become. Like, even though I see a bit of my father in my face, I sense a lot of my mother's father in my mannerisms. He was the comedian. He was the one who, he was the real comedian of the family.
Mm.
And Grandma used to tell me that I was like him like that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Get him.
The real comedians are your parents. They make the biggest joke. You.
Yeah, I figured that was one of the ones that could come.
I'm sorry. It occurred to me I had to say it.
I agree.
It was not meant to be an actual commentary. It was an unfortunate joke that came to my mind.
Nope. Don't back down. Step up and own it with your chest because you're right. Step up and own it. You're not wrong. Don't back down now, buddy. You got it. You got me. Take your victory lap because you earned it. That was good.
I'm not sure I want to be stuck in the car with both of you this afternoon.
I'm just saying, man, like, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I know
no,
my
but
parents.
Sometimes he apologizes enough to be Canadian.
Oh. See, and that's where his real Midwestern comes out, eh?
His transplanted Midwestern because he's not from there.
Right?
He just absorbed it all.
It doesn't matter. Like, I'm not from New York State. I'm not from Ithaca.
Yeah.
But boy, did I absorb it.
Mm-hmm.
Much like the lead in the water there from Ithaca Gun Factory, I absorbed it.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That explains a lot, doesn't it?
Not as much as you would think, honestly.
So, if there's that much lead in water, does that make a water balloon a lead balloon?
Irk.
There? Yeah.
All right, next.
They have heavy water.
After service in the State House and State Senate, she was elected governor of the great state in 2018 and re-elected. And now the game we call Not My Job, where we ask people about things they know nothing about. Gretchen Whitmer was born, raised, and educated in Michigan, and after service in the State House and State Senate, she was elected governor of the great state in 2018 and re-elected in 2022. She recently published a memoir, True Gretch, and we are honored that she joins us now. Governor Whitmer, welcome to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Thank you.
So let's start with your nickname, Big Gretch. I know you embrace it now, but is it true you weren't crazy about it at first?
No, so I'm named after both my grandmothers, Gretchen and Esther.
Right.
And Grandma Gretchen always said, never let anyone call you Gretch. Your name is Gretchen. Gretch sounds like wretch, it's not pretty. So I've always had this aversion to being called Gretch. And I don't know many women that want big in front of their nickname, you know, so.
Yeah.
So Big
Right.
Gretch, when it first came to be during the pandemic, I was not sure what to make of it. And a woman who worked with me, Shaquila Myers, who's from Detroit, said, you don't understand. this is a compliment. This is like the people of Detroit just gave you the key to the city.
Right.
They love you. This is a nice thing. So now it's my favorite nickname, Big
Well, wait a
Gretch.
minute. If there might be somebody in the audience who's not as au courant with Detroit hip hop as you and I, it came from, it was bestowed upon you by a rapper, a Detroit rapper named G-Mac, right?
So he made it into a song. It started in the city of Detroit, but he made Big Gretch into a song, and that's really what blew it up.
Right, and for people who don't know it, I'm not going to attempt to perform it, but the chorus is, throw the buffs on her face, cause that's Big Gretch. We ain't about to stress, we got Big Gretch. You can find her in the press under Big Gretch. Fresh in a new dress, yeah, that's Big Gretch.
And you said you weren't gonna perform it.
It's almost like G-Mac Cash is here with us.
It really is. It's just, that you must be, I don't know for sure, but you must be the only governor.
G-Mac Cash?
That's what she said.
Big Gretch.
Yeah.
We will be checking that out at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You have like a rap song written in praise of you.
That wouldn't surprise me. Have you met them? I'm gonna get in trouble now.
Oh, well, since you're already in trouble, tell us more. Sticking with nicknames for a second, you mentioned in the book that you've had other nicknames before Big Gretch, one of which was Gravity Gretchen.
Yes.
And could you tell us how you got that particular nickname?
Well, I'm a very accident-prone person.
Right.
I'm a klutz. I run into things, I fall down. I mean, I was practicing my State of the State last year, and I ran into one of the podiums. I had a huge bruise. It just happens all the time. But when I was in middle school, I went to church camp, and for some reason it was out in Virginia, or West Virginia of all places. And I was running to a base, and the other girl tagged me, but pushed me really hard. And I went right into the cement and knocked out my front teeth. And so I came back from church camp in a wheelchair because I got 30 stitches in my knee. Both my hands were cut up, my face was cut up, and I was missing my teeth. And my father just looked at me and said, Gravity Gretchen.
Oh, wow. What did you do to anger God thusly?
Right?
It's a good question. I felt
Although there are people who
bad about my dad because he just paid for braces to fix the gap between those front teeth.
Well, you fixed
But now I think I gotta figure out how I angered God. Thank you.
Well, something for the next book.
Since we brought it up, I have to ask you about another time you fell down, or at least were found on the ground in high school.
Yes.
Which again, I think is a unique story among America's governors. I was wondering if you could share that.
Well, I'll just say this: no dogs were shot in my book.
That's
so.
true.
No dogs, but man, that was
so
some
when
shots
I was in high school,
fired.
I ran with a fast crowd,
Yeah.
and it was the '80s. You know, there was not a whole lot of parental oversight and a lot of access to alcohol, and I drank a lot before a football game, and I passed out between two cars, and my principal found me.
Snap.
I tell the story because that was really when I kind of got it together and became the best, the most improved student that year, and went to Michigan State, and ended up, thank you, go Green, ended up on the dean's list, and then I went to law school and graduated magna cum laude. But I think it was that moment that really it was devastating, and I was punished, and but it really inspired me to get my act together.
Right. I get that, but in the telling of that story, which, as you say, is inspirational both in terms of its effect on your life and I think hopefully to the many young people who might read the book, there was a detail that you left out just now, which is when the principal found you.
Yeah?
Didn't you vomit?
Oh, I threw up on him.
Yep.
I gotta tell you,
We've all
this
had
all
that.
sounds like Big Gretch behavior.
It really does. Really does. Continuing, this is great because one of the interesting things about your life is that we can tell it in the like via nicknames. Another famous one, of course, you could find it on merch. That woman from Michigan, which was bestowed upon you by President Trump, or as I guess we should call him, President Trump 1.0. It must be exciting. Are you hoping for a new nickname in the second term?
I mean, we'll see.
We'll
see how it goes. I'm gonna, see how it goes.
All right. Yeah, but the T-shirt printers are ready in case he comes up with something.
Michigan's Etsy community is ready to roll.
Governor Whitmer, it is an absolute thrill to be able to talk to you here.
I gotta say though, whatever they come up with for her, it's not gonna be nice.
As we have with so many important people, we have
they're gonna
invited
be
you here to play a game.
even more
this time we are calling.
Check out these not so great lakes.
So Michigan, as I'm sure you know, is the Great Lakes state.
Oh, we are?
Yeah. So we thought we'd ask you about some not so great lakes. That is, much, much smaller bodies of water. Answer 2 to 3 questions about tiny lakes correctly, and you'll win our prize from one of our listeners, the voice of anyone they might choose for our show. Bill,
don't
who is
size
Governor
shame
Whitmer
the
playing?
lakes.
Jeff Kruger of Livonia, Michigan.
Are you ready to do this?
I'm ready.
Here's your first question. One of the smallest bodies of water you can find is, of course, a hot tub. And if you happen to have a hot tub outside of your house in Monrovia, California in the 1990s, you had to watch out for what? A brand new STD that evolved in the heated water called jacuzzi-ria. B, Samson the hot tub bear, a 500-pound black bear who loved ending his day in somebody's hot tub. Or C, a business called Peeping Tim's Aerial Hot Tub Helicopter Tours.
I'm going with B.
Hot tub and bear.
You're right. You just knew.
Just had a feeling.
You just had a feeling because of your
Did
knowledge
you say
of hot
B?
tub, your knowledge of bears,
Cat?
both, neither? Okay.
All of the above.
All of the above, yes.
What?
All right, that was very good, Governor. Here's your next question.
Did you
I
say
did
B?
not have an answer.
Okay, you didn't.
Yeah.
But,
I said B.
yes.
Peanut Gallery said B.
And I said B.
Yes.
And Just Me Crystal says yin yangs.
Yeah.
We love you, Just Me Crystal. Thank you for being here. Mwah.
Puddles. Harmless little bodies of water, but they can cause problems from time to time, as in which of these happened? A Japanese government official got in trouble for making a subordinate give him a piggyback ride over a puddle. B, a single puddle caused a massive traffic jam in Texas when a Cybertruck rolled through it and shorted out. Or C, a Florida billionaire got caught trying to get a tax break by calling a puddle on his property an endangered wetland.
I'm going B.
I think it's A.
You think it's A, the Japanese government official? You're right.
Oh.
This
Okay.
happened back in 2016, and there was this big typhoon that damaged, and the minister in charge of emergency relief showed up, and there was a big puddle, and he says he forgot to bring his overshoes, so he had a subordinate pick him up and carry him through the puddle, which did not go over well with the Japanese public. He had to apologize. All right, that's very good. That's very good. You have one more. Let's see if you can be perfect here. The largest public swimming pool ever, we think, was the Fleischhacker Public Pool in San Francisco. It was so enormous during its heyday that what once happened? A, it was taken over by a pod of gray whales. B, it had to close twice a day for low tide. Or C, they had to put lifeguards out to patrol the pool in rowboats.
C.
That's right. Wow. It was an enormous pool, now closed, now gone. Filled with seawater piped in from the ocean next door, they say could accommodate 10,000 people at once. Bill, how did Governor Whitmer do in our quiz?
Did they say C?
I'm not sure. You have to go back a moment and see.
Okay. Did you
But did
guys
you also
say
the-
C?
Yes.
Both of you?
I didn't say anything, but I think the answer was A.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
During its heyday, that what once happened? A, it was taken over by a pod of gray whales. B, it had to close twice a day for low tide. Or C, they had to put lifeguards out to patrol the pool in rowboats.
C.
That's right. Wow.
Okay.
Enormous pool, now closed, now gone. Filled with seawater, piped in from the ocean next door, they say could accommodate 10,000 people at once. Bill, how did Governor Whitmer do in our quiz?
She's perfect.
10,000 people.
Amazing.
Gretchen Whitmer is the governor of Michigan. Her new book, True Gretch, is available now. It's a hoot and a half. Governor Gretchen Whitmer, thank you so much for joining us. And wait, don't tell me. Give it up for your
They
governor.
better play the song Big Gretch. Nope.
No.
In just a minute,
I don't think we got
for
permission.
his supper in our listener
Probably
limit
not.
challenge. Call 1-888-WAIT-WAIT to join us in the air. We'll be back in a minute with more of Wait, Don't Tell Me from NPR.
Should we go listen to the song?
Oh.
Or should we just tell people to go
This
listen to
message
the
comes
song?
from
I think we tell people to go
The
listen to the
holidays, a
song.
large selection
are being made, calculated, or
executive
Okay.
education, or of these fresh
Well,
perspectives.
also,
In Chicago, this is
we
Wait,
haven't-
Wait.
We haven't listened to the song yet.
Exactly.
So we don't know if it's good or not. But thing is, I'm assuming it is. Thing about NPR,
Mm-hmm.
you can guarantee that you can almost guarantee that any rap music you hear about on NPR is gonna be really good.
Well, especially if you got was it Siegel quoting some of it.
Right. You know. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a, I mean, it's a white person way to get into rap.
Mm-hmm.
But why is Kanye West? I don't know. Why is Kanye West?
It's a good question.
How you doing? Welcome to the chat. We are wondering if we should go listen to the GMAC Cash song Big Gretch. RRG. You know what an ARG is? ARGs are alternate reality games where, you know, YouTubers and streamers leave clues about something that isn't real, like a storyline that isn't real. RRG is a real reality game where I leave clues to figure out a storyline that is real. And that storyline is my life. You know, and that's if you can. There are some questions. There's another level of questions. Actually, two more levels of questions that I haven't added yet. But you know, if you can figure these things out, and I've given away some of the details in some of my videos here and there throughout. Yeah, Hippie Farm, Central VA. And so, you know, there are a lot of clues and a lot of information on my channel, on this channel over in YouTube, the Nikwork Network Entertainment channel on YouTube. Some of the questions get answered directly somewhere in that massive hot mess of information that is Nikwork Network Entertainment.
Yes, you've had some very talkative guests.
Oh boy, have I. But right now, what we are doing is listening to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me on NPR and playing along with the game. You know, because it's fun. Yeah. Feel free to tell us some stuff about yourself. Why is Kanye West? We're interested in you as well. We are gonna have an Here is not the place to say the answers. You have to whisper them in Twitch. Use the whispers box, not the chat box.
Sound a little bit twitchy about that.
Well, it doesn't make for a good game if someone's just yelling whatever answer they think is correct. You gotta whisper it.
Right. Impressive. Why is Kanye West? But yeah, stick to the whispers. Just a guy who listens to all different views in Twitch politics.
Cool beans.
Right on. Right on. And remember, to get the prize, you gotta answer all 3 questions. We have an ad break coming in just over a minute.
Yep.
We are going to see how far in we can get through this.
Right.
Tell me, the NPR News Quiz. I'm Bill Curtis. We are playing this week with Josh Gondelman, Roxanne Roberts, and Hari Kondabolu. And here again is your host at the Fox Theater in Detroit, Michigan, Peter Sagal.
Yep.
Thanks, Bill.
It is great entertainment and somewhat
Bill finds out how many
educational.
limericks it takes to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll Pop. In our listener limerick challenge game, if you'd like to play, give us a call at 1-888-888-WAIT.
3 limericks?
That's 1-888-924-8924. Right now, panel, some more questions for you from the week's news. Hari, this week we learned people are stressing out about a different aspect of Thanksgiving than we all usually stress out about. What is it?
Killing the turkey.
No?
Can I have a hint?
Well, I mean,
does it involve the turkey in some way?
No, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't involve any of the things we usually stress out about.
We're going
Cooking
into
the
ad
meal,
break.
dealing with your relatives,
We're
all
gonna
that
keep
stuff.
going.
It's totally new. And this was not a problem at the first Thanksgiving because then all the pilgrims just dressed like pilgrims.
What to wear.
What to
Exactly
wear?
right. Your
Oh,
Thanksgiving
what to
outfit.
wear.
What is it going to be? For generations, it was not a question. Thanksgiving was the last safe space for schlubs. But no more loose pants at the dining table, because now you need a whole new look to show to these same old people.
No, we don't. We
People are
have
worried about
clothing
this?
that's in the
It's
closet.
either
We wear the
people are
clothing in the
genuinely worried
closet.
about this, or people who write for fashion magazines are desperate for content. So, for example, according to Marie Claire magazine, erring on the side of sophistication is a great way to approach Thanksgiving style. For young people, you should wear the thing that shows how much you've changed now that you're in college. Something that says, I'm different now that I live in Madison.
All you've got to do is be the third worst dressed person in any occasion.
Why the third?
Well, because if you're the first worst dressed, that's bad.
Yeah.
And if you're the second worst dressed, what if the first worst dressed goes to the bathroom?
Very smart.
Third worst dressed.
Yeah.
You put a lot of thought into this.
If the first worst dressed and the second worst dressed go into the bathroom together, it turns out somebody didn't mind the way they were dressed.
That's right. And then you win some, you lose some.
Exactly. Josh, this week the New York Times weighed in a heated debate among theater and concert goers via their advice column. Are you actually obligated to do what?
To clap really loud because you don't think they're going to come up for an encore when you really know they're going to come up for an encore?
That's a very good question, but that was not addressed. It's another thing having to do with applause.
Are you give a standing ovation?
Exactly right. Are standing ovations obligatory?
No.
The Times ruled,
No,
yes,
they are not.
You do, in fact, have to participate in a standing ovation. You just have to, but you can subvert it by doing different kinds of clapping, and this was real advice. They suggest the walking ovation, where you clap as you head to the door, right?
That's worse than sitting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys are great. You guys are great. Yeah, I just gotta get my card. There's the fingertip clap, right, where you're just sort of clapping the ends of your fingers together just to indicate this is not sincere. And then, of course, there's just the clap, which is gonorrhea.
I've gotten many half-standing ovations.
This is that. This is me. This is me walking into that.
Yep. Again.
I should have seen that coming. That one hurt. All right.
In my life, and each one of them hurts more than not getting a standing ovation.
When you say like a standing ovation,
meaning I finish a show and then half the audience stands up and the other half it refuses to stand up, which bothers me because eventually you have to stand up to leave. So
yeah, but they'd
up.
rather get home late than give you the satisfaction
Exactly.
of thinking that they like
Exactly. When only a few people stand, that doesn't mean you didn't do a good job. It means those people thought you did a great job.
Yeah, that's an audience half standing perspective.
But
and I appreciate that.
isn't there
That's fair.
a standing ovation inflation? I mean, there used to be
Not for me.
It
no.
had to be great, right? It had to be exceptional for you.
Yeah, well, that's the
Stand.
problem.
Thanks, Joe Biden.
Oh!
Yeah, that's why Trump won.
Ovation.
Oh!
Coming up, it's Lightning Fill in the Blank, but first it's the game where you have to listen for the rhyme. If you'd like to play on air, call or leave a message at 1-888-WAIT-WAIT. That's 1-888-924-8924. You can catch us most weeks at the Studebaker Theater in Chicago, and come see us on the road at Carnegie Hall in New York City on December 12th.
How do you get to
for tickets and
Carnegie
information,
Hall?
go to nprpresents.org and check out our sister podcast, How to Do
Take a
Everything.
left
This week,
at
Mike
Central
and Ian
Park, I
help
think.
two roommates settle a dispute by calling up the very highest legal authority in the country, Martha Stewart. Hi, you're on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Hi, this is Abby Whelan calling from Boise, Idaho.
That's great. What do you do in Boise?
I'm a cartographer.
No, you are not.
Yes.
Who do you do maps for in this
I
day and age?
make maps for travel guidebook.
Oh, how very cool. So if somebody does the hiker's guide towards Idaho mountains, you do the map and show people where to go?
Yes, that's me.
Do you ever consider doing very small practical jokes?
That's
just
kind of neat.
one trail on one map that leads people over one little cliff?
Call
That
it
sounds
Lemming
really
Trail.
fun, but I don't think my boss would like me very much if I did that.
If you use
Yes.
your maps for murder.
Well, welcome to the show,
Let's
Abby.
see how the
Bill Curtis
lemmings
is gonna
do.
read you 3 news-related limericks with the last word or phrase missing from each. If you can fill in that last word or phrase correctly, 2 of the limericks will be a winner. You ready to play?
Yes, I am.
Here is your first limerick.
Though we spent lots of dough on this bling, our engagement was just a long fling. Since
Ring.
our love didn't
Ring,
linger,
yeah.
I've got a nude finger. The judge made me give back the
ring.
Ring.
Yes, ring in mass.
Okay. Did somebody in the audience shout out finger?
Yes. I believe so, yeah.
If the judge makes you give back the finger, I think you have taken the wrong thing. It's a very dismembered answer.
I mean, yeah.
All right. You and I both said ring. I did not
Yes.
hear Peanut Gallery say anything.
No, he did not.
Okay.
Massachusetts, you are now legally required to return the engagement ring even if the person who gave it to you is the one who called off the wedding. But don't worry, there are still no laws saying you just can't throw it at the bastard. The
Pretty much.
Massachusetts Supreme Court ruled in favor of a man who broke up with his fiancée and then sued to get the $70,000 engagement ring back from her. Now, I do not know these people, nor frankly do I want to, but if he's the kind of guy who paid $70,000 for an engagement ring, he's gonna sue you for something.
Now,
I did say that.
Not
I
New
know
York
the
State.
I
story.
did not say New York State.
Okay, noted.
Okay.
What was that?
Said, I know the story, and I take a little bit of issue with the twist they're putting on it. He broke off the engagement because he caught her fooling around.
Okay.
And he still has to pay for her dental work. And he wanted the ring back because I'm still paying for your dental work because I promised I would do it and the court said I had to do it. But you were the one fooling around. You're the reason we broke up. I want my ring back.
Ah. Okay. I'm sorry, I was distracted by why is Kanye West
Sorry.
reading about Patch Adams and the hospital.
Okay. You got someone that is interested in doing more work in your
Yeah,
that's really cool to see.
that is. That is. I'm excited. They're on the right track and they know it.
Yes.
How much was the ring? I don't know. I didn't catch
70,000.
70?
70.
70,000.
Yes. 70K.
Just under 750,000.
No. Not 700. 70.
No, 70. You're right. Not that much.
Well, ain't a little either, but still.
70K. Cheese and crackers. I mean, yeah. I see wanting that ring back. My opinion about divorce is like, I think that divorces could be a lot easier if there wasn't a market for them. Like, if there weren't lawyers trying to make money off of it, if there weren't friends around both sides trying to be, if there weren't, there's just a lot of pressure on divorces to be acrimonious. That's not to say that there's also not reasons for people to be angry when they get divorced. I think, and also I think my opinion about divorce is colored by my own divorce being so pleasant. So genuinely not bad at all.
Yeah. Basically, what the Massachusetts court said was, since this was an engagement, they hadn't actually gotten married yet. Basically, this was a promise of a contract, and since the contract was not fulfilled, the promise needs to go back.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I have no, I mean...
Yeah.
Court say what the court say. I'm not...
Yeah.
I'm ambivalent at best about this.
Yeah.
But certainly not invested, I think.
That's fair.
Would be the best term.
Yes.
I have a joke for this situation.
Yes,
but it's not a good joke, and it's not a joke I'm gonna tell here.
Okay. Well, tell me later.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You're going to give up your plans to buy a $70,000 engagement ring now that you know this. All right, here is your next limerick.
They grow, though we never plant seeds. Now they're meeting our fine dining needs.
Weeds?
Once they've been cleaned, they're a fine leafy green. And our meals are now filled
Can you
with...
pause it and give
Weeds?
Wiles a moment?
Weeds.
Nice.
I recognize that user handle. I'm not sure where I recognize it from.
Mm.
But yeah, you said weeds.
I said weeds. You said weeds.
I actually didn't. I did not say anything. I was checking to see if I'd received any whispers on Twitch.
Okay. Well, we have paused a moment.
Okay. Okay. Hookity.
Weeds?
Weeds, yes, weeds. Move over farm to table and make way for sidewalk crack to table. Foraging, we all know, has been a trend for a while, with like wild mushrooms, but high-end restaurants are now focusing less on rare, trendy plants like ramps, fiddlehead ferns, and more on weeds like dandelions and thistles. A chef first got the idea when he installed a rooftop garden and then forgot to take care of it for 2 months. The New York Times interviewed one forager who provides some of New York's best restaurants with plants they call, quote, species you might see growing along the highway median. Can you imagine you're in like a very high-end place and you're going, this dish has such a delicious smoky flavor. Is that diesel exhaust?
Yeah, diesel exhaust.
And where did you get this fine raccoon meat that you're serving?
Off of the I-10.
Trademark.
I mean, I
All right.
won't say I
Here
haven't,
is
but
your last
you...
limerick.
A home should be comfy and snuggly, not a place to flaunt flawless taste smugly. Don't live in a shrine of perfect design. Include a fun piece that is
Ugly or ugly?
Ugly. Yes, design experts say to really make your interior design
You
pop,
said
put
ugly. Did
one ugly object
Peanut Gallery
in every
say
room.
anything?
No, he has not.
Okay. Okay.
Walk into a friend's house, I always say, wow, look at that insanely ugly thing, as a compliment.
Does it work if everything in your house is ugly and you have one nice thing? Like one really nice
One
thing.
really nice thing.
You know-
Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way.
That's a
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
say, all of my
How
stuff
ugly?
is only pretty to me.
There must be a
I don't
limit,
know.
right?
Maybe not
'Cause if
only
you're
to
like,
me,
oh,
but
kind of
like
a painting and with a jarring color
I don't
scheme
expect it to look
versus
good
like,
to other people.
That's my grandfather's
Right.
skull.
Jesus.
I kind of built that plane in the air, and I don't regret it because it did land.
Yeah, sort of. And always keep in mind, if you're in a very nice designed room, really, really professionally done, and you look around and there's no ugly thing, the ugly thing is you.
Oh!
Bill, how did Abby do in our quiz?
Abby was perfect. She got them
That
all
really
right.
hits home.
That's
Pretty,
really
pretty,
pretty.
pretty, 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 pretty,
you.
pretty, pretty,
Yeah,
pretty,
and
pretty,
I
pretty,
will
pretty.
look for your
Oh.
maps the next
Pretty
time
ugly.
I'm,
Yeah.
looking at a map.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for playing, Abby.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
This message comes from IBM. Think scaling AI is hard? Think the Ed. Our sponsor search and recommend.
In which to answer as many fill-in-the-blank questions as they can. Each correct answer now worth 2 points.
Hey.
All right, you give us the scores.
Josh and Roxanne each have 3. Hari has 2.
All right. Hari, that means you are in second place, so that means you're going to go first.
All right,
The
be
clock
loud,
will start when
guys.
I begin your first question, fill in the blank. On Wednesday, it was confirmed that the GOP would retain control of the blank.
House.
House?
Senate. House.
Yes, the House of Representatives. On Thursday, the owners of The Onion revealed they had purchased Alex Jones's blank website.
Infowars.
Infowars.
After 3 planes were struck by gunfire, the FAA grounded all U.S. flights to blank.
Haiti.
Right. This week, a court in the UK ruled that a man's will was valid despite the fact that it was written on blank.
A napkin.
Toilet paper?
Old fish stick packages. After the election, Twitter rival blank gained 1 million new users.
Truth.
No, it's called Blue Sky. This week, a man in Scotland who robbed a bank with a pillowcase over his head was caught because he blanked.
Had a pillowcase over his head?
Took it off?
Gas.
No, because he forgot to cut eye holes in the pillowcase. The man entered the bank, put a pillowcase on his head to hide his identity from the tellers and the cameras, and then had to take it off because he couldn't see. Though he escaped with $2,000, he was caught almost immediately after he got outside and got into a getaway car without any wheels. Bill, how did Hari do in our quiz?
Got 3 right. He now has a total of 8 and the lead.
All right, very good. I am arbitrarily going to pick Roxanne to go next, so here we go, Roxanne, fill in the blank. On Veterans Day, the government of Maryland posthumously awarded abolitionist blank the rank of general.
Tubman.
Yes, Harriet Tubman. This week, a federal judge blocked a Louisiana rule requiring public schools to display the blank in
Ten
classrooms.
Commandments.
Right? On
Yeah.
Thursday, new research suggested that drugs like blank could be effective in combating alcohol addiction.
Ozempic.
Right. This week, a man who stopped
Oh.
to help a stranger fix a bicycle quickly realized blank.
That
It was a
not
snake.
That it was his bike, which had been stolen earlier that week, following a report that they were filing for bankruptcy. Shares
Is
for
that
budget
what you
airline
said?
blank plunged.
No.
spirit.
Right. On Tuesday, John Krasinski was named People's blankiest man alive.
Sexiest.
Sexiest.
This week, Mattel released dolls for the new movie Wicked, but failed to notice they had included a link to blank printed on the boxes.
A porn
A
site.
porn site.
Exactly right. The boxes of the dolls, the action figures from the movie, were supposed to direct fans to wickedmovie.com, a website which features, among other things, clips from that film. But it accidentally, because somebody didn't check it, pointed them to wicked.com, which, to be fair, also features clips from movies.
Yep.
Even worse were the boxes that told kids to go to wicked.edu, which is, of course, the landing page for Boston College.
Wouldn't that be wicked smart?
That's Harvard.
Bill, how did Roxanne do in our quiz?
6 right, 12 more points. 15 puts her in the lead.
All right. So how many then does Josh Gondelman need to win?
6 to tie and 7 to win.
All right, tall order, Josh. Here
Peter?
yes.
My palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on my sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. Let's do this.
Did you write that yourself? That was
I came up with that,
That's
yeah.
good.
It just kind of popped into my head.
Yeah. All right, here we go. This is for the game, fill in the blank. According to a new report, pollution from the use of blanks has hit an all-time high.
Pollution from the use of
Plastics?
Jeez, I'm out on
Plastics.
one. Generative AI models.
No, fossil fuels. This week, Canada confirmed its first human case of blank flu.
Avian?
Swine flu?
In an effort to compete
Dang.
with Temu and Shein, online giant Blank
Which?
has introduced a new discount store.
Amazon.
Right.
Amazon.
On Monday, the Highway Safety Administration opened a probe into over 1 million vehicles made by Blank.
Tesla.
No,
Tesla?
Honda.
I
believe
was
it or
just
not.
hoping.
Oh.
After finding 20 million euros in the walls of his house, Spain arrested the former head of Blank.
Oh, he was in charge of corruption, rooting
Exactly. He was in charge of their anti-money laundering squad. This week, it was announced that Craig Melvin would replace Hoda Kotb on the Blank show.
Today Show.
Right.
Today
On
Show?
Monday,
Dang
genetic
it.
testing company Blank announced it was laying off almost half its employees.
23andMe.
Right after 4 people in California filmed a bear ripping up the seats of their Rolls Royce, authorities are now saying Blank.
They were asking for it?
Keep your Rolls Royce out of your hot tub.
No, they're saying it was actually just a person in a bear costume and they were committing insurance fraud.
Excuse me.
Good for that.
In addition to their Rolls Royce, the 4
Is that what
fraudsters
you
filed claims
said?
in 2 other cars, saying a bear
No,
also destroyed
no.
those. They have been
That's a
arrested.
type,
with
but
cops saying the
no,
video was
not like
very
that.
clearly just
Fake
a
and
man
fraud are not the
in a
same.
suit and not a real bear. Since their arrest, the 4 admit that it was a mistake in choosing to go with a Paddington costume. Bill, did Josh do well enough to win?
Josh got 5 right, but he couldn't catch Roxanne. Roxanne is this week's winner.
Congratulations, Roxanne.
Thank you.
And I know that part of your victory was fooling that poor innocent person. Just makes it that much the sweeter. In just a minute, we're going to ask our panelists, now that we have sexy Christmas movies, what will be the next surprising trend in holiday films. But first, let me tell you all that Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me is a production of NPR and WBEZ Chicago in association with Urgent Haircut Productions. Doug Berman, Benevolent Overlord. Philip Goedeke writes our limericks. Our public address announcer is Paul Friedman. Our tour manager is Shane O'Donnell. Thanks to the staff and crew here at the Fox Theater in Foxtown. Special thanks to our partners at Michigan Public, WDET and WEMU. BJ Liederman composed our theme. Our program is produced by Jennifer Mills, Miles Norbost, and Lillian King. Special thanks this week to Blythe Robertson and Monica Hickey. Our governor is Peter Gwynn. Emma Choi is our vibe curator. This week we celebrate 40 years of technical direction by Lorna White. Our CFO is Colin Miller. Our production manager is Robert Newhouse. Our senior producer is Ian Chillock. And the executive producer of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me is Mr. Michael Danforth. Now, panel, what will be the next strange and unexpected trend in Christmas movies? Hari Kondabolu.
Fast and Furious Christmas movies. Let's see how fast Santa's sled can go with some nitrous oxide.
Roxanne Roberts.
All I want for Christmas is a divorce.
And Josh Gondelman.
Christmas-themed Oscar bait movies. So get ready for Hallmark Channel original Christopher Nolan's Elfenheimer.
Well, if any of that happens, we're going to ask you about it here on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Thank you, Bill Curtis. Thanks also to Roxanne Roberts, Hari Kondabolu, and Josh Gondelman. Thanks to our fabulous audience here.
Can you say holiday movies in my was the cabaret version of Passion of the Christ?
Thanks to all of you for listening wherever you may be. I'm Peter Sagal. We'll see ya next week. This is NPR.
Support for this podcast and the following.
This isn't really NPR.
No.
No. All right. We're still in ad break, so. I'll wait till we come back from the ad break to announce the scores.
Okay.
And we'll kibitz a little bit more. We're back from the ad break.
Yep.
Couldn't dismiss that ad break, so it happened during the end of the show. So the scores are Peanut Gallery with 4. I would like to say 4 hard-earned points, by the way.
Right.
I come in second with 16, and you kinda there at the end just kinda blew the tires off me with 21 points.
Wow.
Yep. You are this week's winner.
Still wow.
You got a bunch of those that I just in the bonus round that I just didn't quite get.
Okay.
That I just wasn't quite there for. You'd say what it was, and I'd say "dang" instead of an answer.
True. both of us had a couple of moments where we're just like, did that really happen?
Yup. That was a couple of. Well, friends, that was another episode of Sunday Shenanigans with us here at Nikwork Network Entertainment. So we will I'm blanking on my outro. Okay, I know my outro.
I hope so, because I don't.
You don't know my outro?
No, because most of it changes every time.
No, it doesn't. On Sundays, it's stick around for the raid. We'll be raiding out to Margarita Mel over on the No Pants raid train. And now is the time on the show when I say... Oh, wait. I forgot to thank everybody in the chat. Just Me Crystal, thank you always. Much love. Why is Kanye West? Thanks for joining us. Much appreciated. Come up with the answers. Whisper them to me in Twitch. And then whisper me a mailing address where I can send you a cast silver medallion of my artist signature. I know that one. I know you. You told me this. See, this is the problem with being generally bad with memory. But I think I know exactly why is Kanye West. I think I remember who that is.
Well?
Oh, and if it is who I... Wait, if it is who I think it is, didn't you say you weren't going to play the game? But it may not be. No, wait. If it's not the other
Alright, while you're busy getting tangled up, hit the raid button.
Anyway, thank you for being here. Why is Kanye West? I appreciate you stopping by. And please do earn this. Earn this medallion. You got this. You got this. I know you got this. You have totally got this. So, now, Stick around for the raid. We're raiding out to DJ Margarita Mel over at the Sunday No Pants Raid Train, hosted by my future ex-husband, the one, the only, the inimitable Lockpick. And now is the time on the show when I say, as they say around here, 2 up, 2 down, VA, double deuces. We're out, y'all.